Alright, so, we just picked up, where is Hextech Henry? Henry here has a lot of really great monsters, but he's trying to figure out what he should be keeping, what he should be feeding. And, as soon as I can find him again, there he is, we're gonna go ahead and take a look and tell him what exactly to do about that. In my opinion, obviously there's more than one opinion on this, and I know I don't have my whole setup, and it doesn't look as clean, and it looks gross, but I wanted to help this guy out real quick, and I just don't have time to set everything up at the moment. So first and foremost, we see this Jameer, we see his 4 6-star monsters. He's got Vero and Sig done already, which is great. He's got his Shannon and his Bernard and his Bella all 5-starred. And then he's got Megan and Kona he kept as well. So he's already on the right track. And looking through this, like this looks about average, minus there being an at 5 for a early game account. But then we kind of scroll over a bit here and we hit these 4 stars. And he just has a lot. Like, a lot. There's that Dover. And there's the Light Phantom Thief. And there's the Light Samurai. And a Dark Sylph. So he's got a lot to work with here. And I can definitely see where he might be a little overwhelmed. This might be a pay-to-play player. This might be somebody who just got really lucky a lot of times. Either way, there are a lot of you out there that are like this. And I don't want you guys to get overwhelmed and just stop playing because you don't know where to focus down. You don't know what to keep, and you don't want to feed the wrong monster and be like me. And when I was like level 15, I pulled Chasen, the best Nat 4 healer in the game, and I had some high level player troll me and tell me to feed it. Don't do that. Don't listen to anyone in chat unless you get like a 5th opinion from another channel. And even then, I'd be a little weary. But anyway, your 6-starred monsters obviously are going to stay permanently. Those are never going to go away. We're not even going to talk about those just yet. So we're just going to start with these 5 stars. Keep Lapice. The Water Magic Knight is great. Keep her forever. You will use her. She is late game viable, regardless of what anybody tells you. Once she's awakened, that attack bar reduction on her auto attacks is really nice for PvP. And I've actually seen 9-second Famon farmers built out of this chick. Worth. Moving forward is Zarya. Super late game. Super late game. I would definitely not say worth building at the moment. Unless you absolutely need the water DPS. And in this case, you have Sigmaris. I don't think you necessarily need her. And the other thing people use her for is once she's awakened, she has that 24% speed lead in arena, but you already have Jameer and Chloe. It's not necessary. I mean, she's already 35, you might as well hang on to her, you might as well build her, but I would throw her in storage for now. You're not going to need her for a while. Rauk. When the Fire Panda first dropped, I 4-starred a second Rauk, got ready to fuse, and then tried to fuse the 4-star Rauk away, and accidentally ended up feeding the wrong one. Why am I streaming this early? Because this guy needed help, and I don't even know why I'm awake this early. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. No clue. I was farming till like 5 o'clock this morning, and it's only 9:30 right now. That tells you anything about how much I play this game. Well, go back to sleep then, David. I'm doing this for one person. You guys can watch this later. Besides, you know all this. So Shihua, the fire nine-tailed fox, all of the nine-tailed foxes are viable as of whenever this new patch comes out, but the fire one is especially important for Necropolis B10. You won't use her for very long for it, but she is absolutely crucial to getting into it. So again, this is another monster I would suggest putting into your storage to build when you go to move into it. Colleen. Colleen is crucial to progression. Build her as soon as possible. She just needs to be tanky and fast. You can always look at mine if you need. I'm always in 122, so just hit me up. Otherwise, I know past videos I've shown her runes as well. But she's a big part of this game. Chloe. Chloe is amazing. She is the only immunity monster that I have built at the moment. She is super high base speed and pretty much only viable for arena. I don't really know what else to say there. Like, she's not really usable for too much else, just because that invincibility does drop off. However, you do have Jameer. And Jameer Chloe is a super meta concept. Like, you can use this clear through to the end game if you fuse that Wind Valkyria. I have not done this, but I don't have Jameer. Do this. Michelle. I personally built Michelle when I was about your level. I loved her. I did end up feeding her to 6-star another monster. However, I would suggest holding on to her. I don't think you should 6 her by any means, because Konamiya does fairly similar things and isn't necessarily... She's not necessarily going to hold you over in the late game. And regardless, the Water Sky Dancer does literally the same thing, only better, and she has higher base stats. So once you start building her, I would suggest feeding that Wind Epician Priest. You don't want a 6-er. As far as Shannon and Bernard go, if you look up my video on how to build Shannon and Bernard for Giants B10, there's a whole tutorial on that that'll help you out a lot. Definitely keep them both. The Wind Lich, again, is going to be for that Necropolis team. I would suggest, again, storage for that. And Olivia here, she's not for Necro, but she is amazing for PvP, and she will, again, help you in the late game. Bella Basalt. Bella should probably be your next 6-starred monster. And again, that tutorial on how to build Shannon and Bernard for Giants B10 will help you rune this a little bit better. He's not bad. You've got the right idea twice over, actually. Violent and Swift are kind of your two main stats you're going to look for. Main sets you're going to look for. So that'll help you a bit. I would hold off on building Violent until a bit later and just try to get that Swift set on him. The fact that you have Basalt already is so nice. There are so many later game players who are still waiting on theirs, and he helps so much in progression in TOA and TOA hard. I've even used him in Dragons at one point. I don't recommend it, but it works. And then in Guild Wars as well, he's just a huge powerhouse. Between the heals, the attack bar reduction, the provoke, he just has a lot to his kit that he can offer to you. Dias, I don't know if you hit the Holy Heroes or if you just got lucky, but was literally just better Darien. He has higher base stats, literally now the same passive. Before it was a better passive. And I believe more debuffs in his kit than Darien has. So I would definitely hang on to him as well. You'll use him a lot of different places, but mostly raid. Do not feed him. Please. This guy, however, feed him. He is not going to be useful to you at all, which is unfortunate because he is cool. I do like his kit, but he doesn't do anything particularly well. He tries to do too many different things without doing any of them efficiently. Megan will probably need to be built after Bella. She will probably only need to be 5-starred, and again, I have Dragon's tutorials on how to build her for it. But don't be me and make sure you build this Megan as soon as possible. Same with Konamiya. What is this? Kaz? Is that his name? Kaz? Yep. Okay. He's okay. I believe he's fusion now. I would hang on to him for that reason, but otherwise, meh. I'm not a huge fan personally. You can feed the Amazon unless she's fusion for something. Water Bounty Hunter, is that attack bar increase, right? That's again going to be more of a late game thing. I'd probably feed him for now. Use these two as like 4-star max rainbows. Use them to 6 your Bella or something. Same with Lulu. Unless you need them for fusion. If you need something for fusion, then tell me to go fly a kite and do what you're doing, because that is correct. I just can't remember fusion off the top of my head. It's been so long. This is Miang. If you ever hear somebody in chat talk about why can't there be a Miang Stones rotation because they can't pull one, she's amazing. She is probably one of the better raid cleansers other than Jameer, who you already have 6'd. Hang on to one of these. You will need it. The other one I would use for skill ups for the one you're going to 6. So I would honestly just put them both in storage right now. The Water Heart Magician, that's Sonnet. I personally don't like her at all. Same with Tetra. I don't like Sleep unless it's Hathor. I have Ashabel. I don't use him. He is 6'd. He is ruined. He is almost skilled out, but I don't remember the last time I've touched him. And every time I have, he's let me down. Sleep is just way too... What's the word I want to use here? It's very moody, I guess. Sometimes it works. Other times, if you accidentally do something wrong, you're screwed. And that's just not a standpoint you want to be at. Nickel, I'd beat him unless he's fusion. McKean, actually, I don't mind McKean, or McKenna. I don't actually know how to pronounce her name, but I know a lot of people say she's just fusion, but I honestly don't mind her kit. That revive with immunity or soul protect, it's not a bad concept. Like, if she's solo tanking for Guild Wars or something, soul protect can be very helpful. If she takes a turn first and there's a Sierra on the other team, soul protect herself, the Sierra will plant bomb, detonate, She comes back, Sierra's wasted her kit. Super useful. We just went over Kaz. This is Shaolin. She's amazing. Keep her. You won't be able to use her for a little while, but I've seen her third skill, this awakened ability, hit upwards of 60k. That's a lot of damage. 60k. Like, I have to repeat that. That's so much damage. The more debuffs they have on them, the more damage she does. Yeah, like Random just said. Raid God. I mean, she's not Brandia, but she's pretty close. Seek, honestly, unless you're lacking crit rate, you're not going to need too much. He's okay. It just depends on your play style. He's super squishy. He is like, I want to say glass cannon, but like, I don't even know if that does it justice. He's like a porcelain cannon. Fire Inferno, again, unless fusion, I would feed him and Sath. Neither of them are really all that viable later on. The Fire Horus, feed him. He's garbage. I hate him. The Fire Elven Ranger, I would throw him in storage for later. Same with the Fire Harg. They're both very good. You'll use them later, but they're not necessary to current progression. Fire Elven Rangers for Necropolis, and the Fire Harg is for PvP only. The Fire Samurai, I personally don't like. Yeah, don't pull a rabbit in 6 Sath, please. The Fire Samurai I personally don't like. I don't feel like he offers enough of any one thing, kind of like the Water Vampire. I do know people who have built him. I do know that he is usable, and he does supply some decent dots for certain stages of TOA, but you already have 2 Beretta. I don't see that you need him. Karak. Throw him in storage. When you get a bomber, you'll understand. You will read the word bomber. You will understand. But until then, put him in storage. You won't be using him. Fire Barb King, I'd throw him in storage. You'll probably use him for skill ups for the wind one later on. I don't like the fire one, but either way, you're not going to need him for a while. Spectra. This is the Fire Griffin. You need him. He is crucial to TOA. I use him in my Speed Dragons team. I've used him in Speed Giants teams. If you guys go back, I do have videos on how to do that as well. But this guy is crazy. AoE slow, attack bar reduction, and nukes of like 40 to 50k if built for it against certain bosses. Otherwise, still nukes of like 12 to 13k, and he's just crazy. This is Henry's account, wherever he went, if he's still here. I might be talking to you guys and not him. I know I'm like overloading you guys with information, but I want to get all of this said so that you can go back and rewatch later when you want to try to remember what you were supposed to do with a specific monster. This Fire Sylph. Yeah, he's here. Cool. This Fire Sylph. Amazing. He was literally my first 6-star for a reason. You want to talk about gods? This guy is a TOA god. If you can't get any further in Trial of Ascension, this guy will change that in a heartbeat. What is it? Okay, so before being awakened, he's only a single dot. After you awaken, he turns into the double dot for 3 turns. What that means is you're dealing 5% damage twice, 3 times. I'm going to say that again. 5% damage twice, 3 times. So you're putting 2 dots that do 5% damage apiece per turn for 3 turns. That's 30% of their max health just off this skill, no matter how tanky they are. If they have 100 billion HP, well, now they have 70% of 100 billion HP over the course of 3 turns. This guy's great. This is Ardella. I do know a lot of people who have built her. She's honestly mostly good for Water Rift, which you probably don't actually know what that is just yet. It is a far end game content piece that you'll unlock once you've gotten to that point. It's not necessary now, but you'll understand once you get there. I don't feel like she's necessarily necessary. So this is another monster I might use to help you 6-star another monster. Ramagos, I actually just 6'd a Rama. He's PvP, he's fun, he's a nice little toy, you'll enjoy him, keep him. Wind Battle Mammoth, feed him, not worth. Ling Ling Fusion, fusion with Kaz, I believe, so you're too closer to whatever that fusion's for. I think it might be Paladin, though. No, it's Panda. It's Panda. Definitely do that. You'll need those. Copper. The thing with Copper is he's amazing, but he's really, really rune heavy, and you're not quite ready to be runing that just yet, so I might feed him if you can take the runes off him, like, next free rune removal. Definitely take these runes off of him. Put them on your Lapis. She'll farm Fame on Hell for you for free, easily. Wind Drunken Master, not worth building. Feed him. Like, evolve him into a 5-star and use him to 6 something. The Water and Light Drunken Masters are the only ones worth building, in my opinion. I don't like any of the rest of them, and I don't know anyone who has any of them built. This is Hooray. Hooray for Hooray. Stick him in storage. You will build him later. He is good. I am loving mine, especially in Guild. He's good. Logan, not a huge fan, but I know some people who have built him. I would throw him in storage temporarily. Same with the Wind Pirate Captain. He's basically just used for speeding up your Giants teams once you already have it. You are missing a couple of the core units for that speed team for him to work. I wouldn't waste your time building him just yet, but hang on to him because you might not get another one otherwise. Roger, not worth anything. I would 5-star him, use him to 6 something else. Wind Dice, throw him in storage. He's great for PvP, not much else. Wind Magic Knight kind of fits into the same team as this Pirate Captain. I would also put her in storage. Oh, that's right. You do have a bomber. You have Dover. You have the best of the Nat 4 bombers, other than maybe Liebly. Use the crap out of this guy. You will love him. He is my rep right now. He is by far one of my favorite monsters. And he pairs perfectly with Karak. So basically what you're going to do with him is for everything, ever. You can 3rd skill, stun everything, reduce their attack bars, then come back around and plant a bomb on them if you outsped them. So, like, you'll attack bar reduce, take a turn, plant bomb. Then, after they come out of the stun and the bomb timer ticks down to 1, you can use Karak here to instant speed detonate that bomb and do a ridiculous amount of damage with this detonation shot, and then this bombardment skill to continue that stun lock after those bombs go off. It's a crazy combo. Believe me, it works. You loved over. You will use him. Almond, I personally haven't built one. I have Perna. Don't really see too much use to him. I know he did just get a buff. If you land a crit, he recovers all allies by 20% of his max HP, which is a lot of heals. I definitely think it's worth hanging on to, especially at the early to mid game stages. Light Undine, put her in storage. She's not really worth all that much, but you never know when they're gonna buff stuff like this. She also is a single target 3-turn invincibility. If you add Miang, they'll tank forever. It's funny. That's about it. I love my Lauren, and she pairs well with Ran for Necro again. So I would actually go ahead and throw these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 monsters into storage. All of these light darks, just toss them into your storage. Don't focus on building them right now. It's not needed. But don't feed them because you will never see them again. Ever. It won't happen. I mean, Lauren, maybe. But the rest of them will not happen. Please, for the love of God, do not be me and do not feed this Chasen. That is the Sky Dancer. She is the best Nat 4 healer in the game, and you do need her. Period. She's needed. That's about all I have to say about her. The Wind Ninja, that last Hall of Heroes we got, he's super fun for Giants. Otherwise, I'd store him. Later on, you'll use him for that speed lead. That's about it. Oh, nice. Caden got chasing. Kali, I need to build one still. She's pretty much like a late game toy for Guild Wars. Certain Dragons teams use her. Other than that, meh. Ludo is for arena and Guild War defenses. Again, I would put him in storage. Again, I would feed this. I would probably feed that. And out of your Nat 3s here, Marble is a keep. Mav is a keep. Dozer, I would hold off. Same deal with Copper. It's a late game build. I would keep the Dark Griffin and Darien. Those are all mons that need to go into storage here. And I think that's about it. Unless you've got stuff in storage I didn't see. Do you have any questions? I know I just, like, bombarded you with information here, but, the Light Elemental's not worth building at his level. If he was just fusion mons in storage, good man. So put those mons in storage that I said to put in storage. The rest that you aren't feeding, which you're probably gonna have to go back through, rewatch this, maybe slow it down a little bit, to help you break it down. But you do have a lot. You have a lot to work with. You're gonna have a lot of fun with this game. I'm excited to see how far into it you get, because you've got some really great stuff for PvP already. But you got any questions for me before we hop off? I know we'll be back later with Guild Wars and Siege in like 8 hours-ish, with the whole setup and the real workable things. But I wanted to hop on and help Henry out real quick, because I could tell you're overwhelmed, man. Like, I don't even know what I would do in your situation right now. I mean, I know what I would do. I just explained it, but like, it's overwhelming. It's a lot. Waiting to see if you got any questions for me at all, or anybody got any questions? Yeah, new crazy mons. Like, you've got a lot of stuff to work towards. I would suggest, personally, hold on to all of your scrolls until you clear Giant Speed 10. Do not summon another scroll until Giant Speed 10. And look up that video on Shannon and Bernard. I think that'll help you a lot. But anyway, if no one else has any questions, thank you all for watching. And again, praise our Jesus. We'll catch you guys in a little while.